Drex here from Drex Factor Poi, bringing you the love of poi spinning and flow arts, and it's been a while. So today I'm giving you a brand new Drex Flex combo. Before we dive in, I just want to give a quick shout out to the friends of the channel. Big thanks to Dark Monk, Flow DNA, Flow Fests, Flow Toys, Juggling Calling, Pyroterra Light Toys, Spinballs, and Ultrapoi for helping to make the videos on this channel possible. You can learn more about all these amazing companies and the work that they're doing to support flow artists like yourself by checking out the links that I've got down in the description of this video. So I do on occasion do stuff just to flex and show something that I'm really enjoying in my own work, regardless of the fact that that might be a little bit of a challenge for many of you out there in the audience. But hey, this was one of those weeks where I kind of was like, you know, I'm having some fun. I want to put it in front of more eyeballs. And really this combo is built around two particular things that I've been having a lot of fun with lately. The first being these kind of jumps that I've been doing with horizontal plane stuff, and the second being this really interesting transition I found going from basically around the head 1.5s into a one-handed spiral wrap that I thought was really slick. So you get a twofer here. In order to get down this week's combo, you need the following tricks under your belts. Number one, the 1.5 beat weave, specifically the reverse version of this. Now, there's a minor tweak that we're going to do to it in order to make it work in an around the head kind of fashion, but we'll get to that later on in the video. And second, a one-handed spiral wrap, one of my perennial favorites. It'll also be helpful to know how to do basic meteor turns, that is back and forth between reverse and forward, especially in 4 beats. Most of what goes on here is either just like horizontal plane work or some fancy footwork or both. So we're gonna dive into that. I've got tutorials on both of these tricks linked to down in the description as well as up in the cards if you happen to be watching this video on YouTube. I'm gonna show you the combo at full speed and then break it down for you step by step before finally showing it to you again in slow motion. Oh Lord, what is Drex doing to us? Just stick with me for a second here, okay? The first thing that you're going to need to know in order to do this combo is how to do reverse 1.5s around the head. This is actually something that I picked up from an old Ronin performance video. Now, we know the standard 1.5 beat weave, which has our pendulums up top, and we got a little static spin going on down below, right? Well, we can take this same move and we can take it backwards instead. In fact, it's barely any different from the move that we already know how to do. We're just making sure that that poi on the bottom is spinning backwards relative to us and that the poi over top is also going towards our reverse side, yeah? Now here's where it gets interesting. Do you see how I'm doing this with both of the poi on the same side of my body? Well, with a very, very minor trick, I instead take the top part across over around my head. What just happened here? Well, basically, you see that top part right there? Rather than bringing it over to the same side where I've got the static spin going on and everything, I'm instead going to keep it crossed across my body, and I'm going to kind of like let my arm hook over top of my head as I'm doing that pendulum, right? And it creates this kind of lovely feeling where you're being framed by the poi almost as you're doing the 1.5. This is the normal version. This is the around the head version. So it's a very minor tweak, but I do think that it looks pretty good. So herein lies our first trick to getting down this combo. Namely, I am looking for that spot where it's my left-hand poi that is going back past my right shoulder. Why? Because after it goes back past my right shoulder, I'm going to open up towards the camera. You'll note my poi has gone from a pendulum into what we would like to call sometimes an extendulum. That is that big broad pendulum that goes down across my waist like so, yeah? Now, why this is important is because it means that we can bring the poi down and around into what's going to feel like a normal static spin. At least it would if we were keeping the poi in this hand, but we're not. See, what happens here is after I've done that pendulum, do you see how my right hand is already spinning around and everything? As my left hand drops down, I can bring the two of them together. All I have to do is drop that left-hand poi into that little slot between my ring and pinky fingers here, like so. And the momentum will carry them all around straight into that spiral wrap. And it looks so slick. Check it out. I go right over top, I go left over top, drop it around, boom. Just like that, like they were meant to go together. All right, now as those poi are wrapping up, you're also going to do a little crisscross here. You're going to put your right foot in front of your left foot so that when you arrive with your poi all wrapped around your hand and everything, you can initiate this turn around you. You see how I'm doing that thing where I'm basically turning this into a waist strap once the poi have unwound and everything? Boom. I can take this around in a circle, first with a reverse 4-beat thumb lead on my left side, and then with a forwards 4-beat pinky lead over here on my right side. You see? Why 4 beats on each side, you may ask? Well, honestly, it's just because it gives you more time to kind of like cheat out that transition and everything, so that the next thing when it comes around is a bit of a tempo shift, and it comes as a bit of a shock to the audience, yeah? Which, now that I mention it, here's what that looks like. From our 4-beat pinky lead here, I'm going to go ahead and bring my poi across, and you see how as I'm about to enter into that thumb lead 4-beat, I'm actually grabbing the pinky end poi back out of the pinky end back to my left hand and everything. That's redundant, right? See, as I go under, I can make that transition back to my other hand and everything, right? Well, that's going to be really important for what we do next, which is basically that you're going to take another 1.5 here. As I go I like break into a reverse weave for just a second here, and then I bring my right hand up top to exit it. See, like, boom, like that, because I want to wind up with my arms out to the sides and my poi out to the sides too. I bring that right hand up on top in order to get it into a pendulum. And our final step here, you're actually going to move upstage. What you're going to do is you're going to take yourself down into plie. You're going to spot with your head. Your head is going to kind of lead the way. I'm pushing back. I take a jump, and the poi go up in these horizontal circles over my arms. Now, when you land, you take that all the way around, and you basically land on your haunches here, yeah? And yes, the landing is absolutely important. All right, so all that from the top. I do my 1.5s, right on top, left on top, into my spiral wrap as I crisscross. I go around and I exit out, go down, up, and land in that very dramatic pose right there. Again, remember, it is important. So let's see that all again in slow motion, yeah? Awesome. For those of you who are up to the challenge, I want to see your version of this trick. Please post it to either YouTube or Instagram and tag me. I am Drex Factor on both platforms. And hey, if you run into a spot in this where you get a little bit confused or something doesn't make sense, you can always tag me, show me what you got, and I can maybe help you out. Gotta admit though, I got high hopes for seeing some of y'all out there doing this combo in all of its glory. Now, if you got anything out of this video, please make sure to leave a like, comment, share, and subscribe, both to help other people find it as well as to help my channel grow. And finally, a huge thank you, because this video would not be possible without the kind contributions of these amazing folks right here. These are my Flow patrons over on Patreon, and they, along with the wonderful people listed down in the description, help make this video and all the videos on my channel possible. If you would like to sign up to support the work that I'm doing, that is bringing the love of poi spinning and flow arts to the wider world and helping connect people with their brains and their bodies, you can do so by heading over to patreon.com/DrexFactorPoi and signing up. You can get early access to all of my content, as well as a say in what topics I tackle in the future, plus some great extras and behind the scenes content as well. So go check that out. Please and thank you. And now I'm going to go enjoy the rest of this absolutely gorgeous day right here. If y'all are enjoying these combo tutorials and everything you happen to be watching on YouTube, then right about now you should be seeing a little overlay that will link you to a playlist of other combo tutorials that I have done. If you want to find something that perhaps fits your skill level or whatever tricks you happen to have under your belt right now, go and take a look through that and you might find something that works for you. In the meantime, make sure you get out this weekend, get in some flow, and I will see you on Monday, yeah? Awesome. Peace.